Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Couple of lessons from today's show so far. They were both object lessons for things we have taught many times here before, but we'll just reiterate them. First, never buy something like a house with someone you're not married to, like your fiance. Earlier caller, fiance broke up with him, now doesn't want to sell the house that they own together. He's going to end up in a lawsuit to force the sale of the house, the disillusionment of a general partnership, which is what they have, that has no partnership documents, because they lived together for 5 years, got engaged, and then bought a house prior to marriage. Dumb. Really dumb.
And she's squatting, saying, I'm not going anywhere.
If you're shacking up, don't buy a house with your roommate. That's dumb. You're going to screw up the relationship. You're going to end up in legal and financial trouble. It's dumb. Was I unclear, George?
I think you added an extra syllable to that dumb. It was that intense.
Stretch it out there with a little southern twang. Now, then the second thing we've learned is, and I hear this one all the time, and both of these things baffle me. That's why I'm hitting them, because they're just illogical. If you get your car totaled, it is not a reason to upgrade in car. Period. You are driving a $6,000 car. Your car gets totaled. You get a check for $6,000, and suddenly $6,000 cars aren't good enough for you. That's dumb.
Well, they don't make $6,000 cars, except for the one that I was
driving. They don't make them that are reliable, except for the one I was driving that was working perfectly fine, thank you very much. Okay? Don't use I upgraded in car because I got my car totaled. No, you upgraded in car because you wanted a better car. If you were going to do that, you could have just sold the car before it got totaled and then upgraded in car. It would have been the same dumb move. A move you can't afford to do. That's a dumb move. Don't do dumb moves with money. It causes you to be broke and hurt your feelings.
Well, there's a third lesson, too, from another caller, Dave, which is don't get a degree and go into debt $80,000 to go make $40,000. The math ain't math in there. And too many people are doing that. They're getting degrees they hope to use. They're in school for 9 years.
And you can't blame it.
Debt.
And listen, let me just tell you, some of you guys act like, and I hear this all the time too, it goes right with this, okay? And this one drives Micro nuts. This is Micro's favorite thing, okay? I'm going to blame the fact that I didn't do math on passion.
It's my passion.
Or
Dave.
as if I say the word passion 3 times like Beetlejuice, right? If I say passion enough, then math doesn't, then it beats down the math.
It changes the math.
The math bows down to the word passion. No, it doesn't. The math rises up and bonks your little passion on the head. That's what happens. And so you can't say, it's my passion, and make your math work. You have to still be an adult and pay bills.
Well, you lose passion pretty quick when you can't breathe because your job doesn't pay the bills, doesn't pay the debt payments.
So sometimes it's gotten to be lately when I hear someone say, I want to work in my passion, it's code for I'm about to do something really dumb. I'm about to go deeply in debt to get a degree that is freaking useless or that doesn't pay enough because it's my passion. And that's going to make it okay because it's my passion. Don't spend $250,000 getting a master's degree in sociology so you can be a caseworker for the state making $38,000. That's dumb. Don't do that. Well, it's my passion. See, passion doesn't cover that. I don't give a crap. If you want to do ministry, go make a bunch of money and do ministry at your church as a volunteer. That can scratch your little passion itch. Oh, my gosh.
All of this just points back to one thing that we've lost in today's world, Dave, and that's common sense. Just think about the future for just a second, about how it's all going to play out and how it could play out. And it could help you avoid a lot of these mistakes.
I mean, think out there 10 years how this move is going to come out, okay? So Listen, it is not a grown-up move to go into a situation that is not mathematically palatable, spending $250,000 to get a job making 38, and you can make more than 38 as a cashier at Target, and call it your passion. That's not okay. It's not okay. It's not being a grown-up. That's a 3-year-old on the cereal aisle having a meltdown because mommy wouldn't buy Fruity Pebbles because it's my passion. That's what that is. Don't do that crap. It's a Fruity Pebbles meltdown. We don't need Fruity Pebbles meltdowns with adults. It really looks foolish. So you really, guys, seriously. So when your car gets totaled, take the check and buy a car the same price or cheaper than the car you were driving before. Never buy a house with someone you think you're in love with or that you think is in love with you until or after you walk down the aisle and you say, I do. That's called marriage. Then you have a methodology for dealing with the house if she kicks you out. You don't have a methodology when you have an unsigned, unwritten set of partnership documents on your general partnership, and you have no freaking idea how you're going to get out of this mess other than try to talk common sense into the woman that just booted you out of the house. It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. So you've got to think these things through, and you don't get to violate these rules in the name of love or passion or, I'm afraid of a car that breaks down. So I bought a Bentley.
Anything under 20 grand, they just go up in flames, Dave. I've heard that. You got to spend a lot more to get a reliable car. You shouldn't talk
about cars going up in flames. You should never do that, George.
A
guy that drives a Tesla should not make car go up in flames jokes.
Oh, you're right. I apologize. But what this comes down to, Dave, is that critical thinking, it turns out, is critical. I know I shouldn't have to say that, but I think are they teaching that in school anymore?
We have to do the critical part and the thinking part. Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, and by the way, if you're shacked up with your sweetie, don't pay somebody's debts that you're not married to. Because sweetie may take off with a local bartender, and then you are stuck with no money and no sweetie. That's how this deal works.
That's how most country songs are written.
I'm telling you, I think that probably has a possibility there. No money, no sweetie. I'm just saying.
And he's still paying the mortgage while the ex is living in the house. This is real life, sadly.
It's real life, and it sucks, and it hurts because your heart's broken and your brain is fried at the same time because you feel dumb, ashamed, and heartbroken all at the same time. It's a horrible place to be in. I've done dumber things than this, and so I don't want you guys to lose. I want you to win. That's why we're here. So we have to speak this absolute, what looks like everyone should know stuff out so that the people that apparently don't know it stop doing it. It's like a trend.
Well, you could stop talking about it if people stop doing it. But for 30 years now, you've been getting the same calls, and you're going, don't do it. I'm telling you, it's a trap. And then people do it anyways. Oh, if we don't laugh, we cry.
You gotta think, people. You gotta think. It'll kill you. It'll kill you, man. It's just awful. Wow. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, my goodness gracious. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.